Birdman's unraveling in real time, caught nodding off on stage while the whole world watches. He rose straight out the trenches, built one of hip-hop's most feared empires, and now it's slipping through his fingers with lawsuits, betrayals, and non-stop personal L's piling up. The real tragedy? It's not death, it's watching his legacy rot publicly, frame by frame. Let's get into it. The downfall.
Can't no nigga hurt me worse than I already been hurt. I lost my mama, my daddy, my brother, my sister, my grandmother, my grandfather, my grandmothers on both sides, my partners. I'm already dead, nigga, inside. So this little funny shit that I chose music, I'm not tripping.
By 2025, a fresh wave of concerns started circling Birdman, this time aimed squarely at his physical and mental state. The OG was looking worn down, and the streets definitely peeped it. The Hot Boys reunion tour launched early 2025, bringing together Birdman, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Turk, and BG for a long-awaited throwback run. It marked the first time the full crew shared a stage since 2000, supposed to be a legendary hip-hop moment. But instead of pure celebration, viral footage flipped the narrative. Clips showed Birdman nodding off mid-performance. One moment that really shook people, the 56-year-old's head suddenly dropping while he stood behind Turk, frozen in place for nearly 15 seconds. BG had to tap him to snap him out of it. The video spread fast, and fans were stunned. Social media went crazy. Some folks told Birdman to put the cup down, hinting at lean, the codeine promethazine mix long tied to Southern rap culture. Others blamed age, pointing to veterans like Irv Gotti and Fat Man Scoop dealing with similar struggles around that same period. The crew tried to downplay it. Turk brushed it off, saying he stays in his own world and people will always twist things into something they're not. BG even joked about it on Drink Champs, saying the whole situation had them laughing at the time. But then another clip surfaced, this one from an October 2025 Harlem event, showing Birdman nodding off again. The internet erupted all over again. His camp blamed exhaustion from the relentless tour schedule, but rumors kept flying. Lean relapse, seizures, deeper health problems. Fans weren't clowning anymore. They were worried about the big homie. And while all that was happening, more drama spilled out. Word got out that Toni Braxton had quietly married Birdman in August 2024, only to file for divorce just 2 weeks later. The filing was dismissed in January 2025, meaning they were technically still married, but both wiped each other from social media, and Braxton stopped wearing her wedding ring. Yeah, it was messy. Then October 2025 hit, and Toni Braxton finally started talking about Cash Money's so-called death rituals. She was quick to clarify. This wasn't literal voodoo or occult stuff, but symbols of a deeply toxic culture embedded in the label. A system built on extreme loyalty tests, matching tattoos, men kissing in public, everyone calling Birdman daddy, flashing exotic cars on camera, counting money for the brand. Artists had to give up their independence, even their identity, or risk getting iced out completely. Braxton described it like a secret society, where loyalty had to be proven before you ever got put on. Gifts weren't acts of love, they were leverage, control, straight cult vibes. She also suggested that same toxic energy was finally eating Birdman alive, showing up in those 2025 on-stage incidents. Insiders whispered that those moments weren't random, possibly lean relapses, or the empire's bad energy circling back to its creator. For Braxton, being tied to Cash Money only made her lupus and heart surgery struggles worse, forcing her to step away just to protect her health and sanity. Birdman reportedly clapped back hard, labeling her a gold digger, claiming she won a half of his alleged $160 million, and even accusing her of pawning a $5 million engagement ring. The internet split down the middle. Some rode with Birdman. Others saw Braxton as someone trying to escape a destructive situation before it destroyed her. By December 2025, rumors of Birdman allegedly creeping with Braxton's sister Tamar popped up, but those got shut down fast. Tamar said she introduced Birdman to Toni, called him family, and hinted the marriage might still be quietly intact behind the scenes. Between the death ritual talk, health scares, and a marriage in shambles, the picture was clear. This was an empire.
I was born in poverty. I was raised by junkies and boys' home all my life. So I just thought maybe I'm just a chosen one.
By 14, Birdman was already getting money in the streets. He said he touched his first milli before he even turned 15, and it had nothing to do with rap, just straight hustling. By 16, things caught up fast. He and his stepbrother were hit with a heroin possession and distribution case, and Birdman ended up serving 18 months behind the walls, learning the game the hardest way possible.
I come out the boys' home, I went straight to the streets. Cause my pa, he got shot up and he went to jail for a murder. So right after that, the streets became my life. I chose that shit.
Fast forward to 1991. At just 22 years old, Birdman and his brother Ronald Slim Williams launched Cash Money Records. What started as an independent grind quickly turned into a movement, putting New Orleans bounce on the map. Slim might have dropped out in 7th grade, but Birdman always gave him props for being razor sharp when it came to the money plays.
My brother, Ronald Williams, my everything. My brother dropped out of school in the 7th grade. Super intelligent. Know how to make money, get money, and keep money.
The brothers went on to build the Hot Boys, Juvenile, BG, Turk, and a young Lil Wayne, who Birdman discovered at just 9 years old, already a clear prodigy with bars. By 1998, Cash Money secured a massive $30 million deal with Universal. Projects like Guerrilla Warfare and moments like Bling Bling had the entire game on notice. But even as the money stacked up, life kept handing Birdman losses. In 1996, his father, Johnny Williams, was killed in a car accident. Another blow added to a life already shaped by pain. Birdman has admitted that loss changed him, hardening him in ways that would follow him for years.
Can't no nigga hurt me worse than I already been hurt. I lost my mama, my daddy, my brother, my sister, my grandmother, my grandfather, my grandmothers on both sides, my partners. I'm already dead, nigga, inside. So this little funny shit that I chose music, I'm not tripping.
By his early 20s, Birdman had gone from pushing bricks to signing a $30 million deal with Universal. He said he could barely process it at the time. It didn't even feel real, like life flipped overnight.
20. Universal gave me $30 million. I thought I was dreaming, brother. Like, I couldn't believe that I had this much money.
Cash Money stayed on fire throughout the 2000s. Lil Wayne's The Carter Run, bringing in megastars like Drake and Nicki Minaj. Racks on top of racks on top of racks. Birdman's net worth reportedly peaked around $160 million, and he's claimed the label generated as much as $2.5 billion with Universal over the years.
I done made $2.5 billion with Universal, and they made $800 million off of me. Ain't none of these ever saw a B.
You kept the lights on over there pretty much.
Ain't no seen no B in this shit like I had.
Getting to that level came with a price. Early on, Birdman has admitted he didn't really understand the business, and that lack of game would eventually circle back on him. Those early missteps snowballed into full-on beefs, lawsuits, and public blow-ups that would come to define the next phase of his career. The come-up was loud, but the downfall was quietly loading in the background. The finesse machine. Cash Money Records became legendary for the hits, but also infamous for allegedly finessing artists out of their bread, shelving albums, and applying pressure to keep talent in line. The pattern felt almost predictable. Artists would sign, blow up, then turn around and publicly accuse Birdman and Slim of playing them. The biggest and most painful fallout? Lil Wayne, the artist Birdman raised since he was a kid, the one he always called his son. In 2015, Wayne sued Birdman for $51 million, claiming he never received his advances or royalties. Wayne alleged Birdman pocketed more than half of a $100 million Universal deal, cracking the image of Cash Money as a family-first operation. He accused Birdman of working with Universal to keep the profits away from him. The case dragged on for years before finally settling in 2018, and when Birdman later spoke on it, he admitted that situation was his biggest regret.
If you could take one thing back in your career that you did You could just take it back, what would it be?
My situation with Wayne. That hurt me more than anything, because I love that, and I meant nothing but right. I thought I did right. I changed his life. I changed his mama's life. I changed everything about him.
Birdman says he eventually made things right, showing up at Wayne's crib and blessing him with even more than what was originally on the table.
I said, let's put this shit behind us. How much you want? That nigga said 50, all right? You had that shit in the morning. And we did that, and that was over with. Right?
That's what's up.
He ain't even asked for 50. I gave him 50. On God, he ain't asked for 50.
But Wayne wasn't the only one calling foul. Similar heat came from Juvenile, BG, Manny Fresh, and a whole roster of other artists. They claimed Birdman locked them into bad contracts, 80/20th splits, shady recruitment deals, and royalties that never showed. Step out of line? Your album got shelved, or you got blackballed. Birdman has owned up to those early mistakes, but insists he eventually squared every debt he owed.
Man, Fresh, I just wanted to have a clearing relationship with people that I started the business with.
Right.
Everybody that I started with, I'm in good space with them. Fresh know what I did. Now know what I did. Wayne know what I did. If not, you think they'll be fucking with me?
Yeah.
They fucking with me for a reason.
Producer Manny Fresh, the mastermind behind that iconic Cash Money sound, eventually bounced from the label over publishing and royalty disputes. Birdman has openly admitted he didn't really know the first thing about publishing back then.
And I was just talking to Fresh today. Me and Fresh was on the phone, right? And I was telling Fresh, bro, I swear to God, I ain't know nothing about this publishing shit. I didn't know. And Fresh used to be like, cause Fresh was on before me.
Right.
And he was like, Stunner, bro, we got publishing money, bro. We supposed to be getting royalties.
The accusations kept dogging Birdman's rep. Online, fans constantly compared him to Diddy and Suge Knight, pointing out patterns of control and how artists got discarded once they weren't needed. He's been labeled one of the grimiest figures in rap. And when people called him out for not paying up, Birdman fired back, firm, unshaken, and unapologetic.
I don't get my feelings in it, but I ain't never took from them. I always bless niggas.
But why niggas keep saying that shit?
No,
Stunner
bro.
don't say why niggas keep saying that shit, bro. Like everybody, producer, all these folks be like, man, niggas don't pay, bro.
Wait, bro.
Beyond the lawsuits, there's also the awkward chatter about how Birdman interacted with Lil Wayne when Wayne was still a kid. That notorious 2000s clip of Birdman kissing Wayne on the lips? Birdman insists it was nothing more than father-son energy.
I always looked at Wayne as my son, and I always looked at it like, because I was in the streets, and I thought this might be the last time they ever see me.
Damn.
Because I was living like that.
Right.
So I was like, that's what that shit really started from.
Even more shocking, Wayne publicly claimed that Birdman set him up to lose his virginity to an adult woman when he was just 11. A revelation critics have labeled straight-up grooming and abuse. That disclosure cast a dark shadow over their entire relationship. But the finesse didn't stop at music. In 2010, Birdman and Slim launched Bronald Oil and Gas LLC, though nobody could find evidence the company actually did anything. Birdman even got a pump jack tattoo for clout, but the business looked more like a flex than a functioning operation. Through it all, Birdman has stayed unshaken. He believes his wins outweigh the drama, and that no one in the industry has lifted more people than him. Real talk. The man sees himself as the GOAT of blessing folks. Blood in the streets. The money drama was messy enough, but rumors of violence and betrayal inside Birdman's circle proved even more damaging to his rep. When you move like a boss, sometimes the streets follow you, even into the boardroom. Back in the late 90s, as Cash Money was rising, violence swirled around the label. Artist Yellow Boy was killed in 1997 after a dispute. Kilo G got capped in 1998. People long linked these incidents to Birdman's alleged retaliation moves, though no charges ever stuck. The wildest allegation came in April 2015, when Lil Wayne's tour bus was shot up in Atlanta after a show. Bullets hit the vehicle, but no one was hurt. Court documents from Cobb County, Georgia, indicted James Pee Wee Roscoe Carlton, one of Young Thug's associates, on 30 counts including aggravated assault. Investigators tied the hit to Birdman through phone records showing calls between him, Thugger, and the shooter around the time of the attack. The indictment suggested it was retaliation for Wayne's $51 million lawsuit against Birdman and Cash Money. Prosecutors claimed Birdman and Young Thug plotted to target Wayne. Birdman was named in the paperwork but never charged, calling the allegations cap. The alleged trigger man, Jimmy Winfrey, ended up serving a 10-year sentence. The smoke didn't stop there. Birdman's signing of Young Thug to Rich Gang allegedly ignited a feud with Rich Homie Quan, which included Quan's father getting shot and the murder of rival label head Big Nut. Part of a violent stretch that reportedly saw over 50 bodies in Atlanta between 2014 to 2016. Sources say the streets stayed hot, and Cash Money's name stayed in the mix. In 2017, Birdman's artist BTY Young was killed in a suspicious move. Birdman immediately wiped his Instagram, leaving only a tribute post. Fans started asking, why scrub your entire timeline after your artist catches a fade? What was he hiding? Perhaps the foulest betrayal in Birdman's life involved his own blood. Not Slim, but his other brother, Terrence Gangster Williams. Terrence was allegedly put on by Birdman to handle dirty work as a young man, which reportedly resulted in over 20 bodies and ultimately a life sentence in 2001. The word on the street was Terrence was executing Birdman's orders. When Terrence finally got out in 2024 after cooperating with the feds, Birdman reportedly cut him off completely, saying he violated the street code. Critics called it cold-blooded. Terrence spent over 2 decades in prison for moves tied to his brother's empire. And the moment he got his freedom, he was left hanging. That's your own blood, and you leave him on read. Naturally, the streets had opinions. Birdman has always been blunt about loyalty and protection. In interviews, he's crystal clear. He does whatever it takes to defend what he built.